Man, man, oh man, oh man, oh man. You guys, tell you, man, we are back and we'll wait for some more people to get in here before we start our chat. That's right. I'm sorry, you guys, from earlier. Let's get some alerts out. Let me see. What's happening, you guys? I'm sorry, man. I really don't know. I don't know if it was, I can't say it's my topic and what I'm about to talk about, but I just thought it was kind of strange that as soon as I got ready to go live and I'm talking about this topic, I'm talking about my internet starts to do some really, really strange shit. Happened yesterday. And if you remember the topic I was talking about, was it yesterday or was it the day before? The day before? Same thing. Even yesterday when we were talking, it was doing some weird stuff. I don't know. We'll wait for some more people to get in here, but I just think it's kind of weird. Um, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Can you guys hear me? Dolores, what's happening? Good afternoon, Dolores. We'll let some more people get in here, you guys. I just think it was kind of strange that my internet was acting the way it was acting, and the subject that I'm talking about, it seems to want to do weird stuff. We'll let a few more people get in here and we'll start talking. I know the time that I'm speaking on is just kind of, it's not the normal time. Once again, I get it. You know, I'm random. So I like to go on with some randomness and speak. We'll let a few more people get in. Let's see if they get in their alerts, because I also found out that YouTube, some people are not properly getting their alerts. So we'll hold off a little bit, get a few more people in there, and we'll start talking, you guys. Okay. It's happening. Come on up in here. Come on up in here. Come on, you guys. Let's go. It's happening. Thanks to my moderator. Mystique is here. Yeah. You can hear my sound too, Dolores. I sound okay? I'm good. You know, it's funny. I had to get rid of that beard guy. Remember that beard guy from the other day that was talking about the beard stuff? He jumped back on, I guess, the other day, and somebody was saying that this guy was back again. I was like, let me just get rid of this guy altogether, you guys. Okay. Well, wait, we'll let a few more people get in here before we get started, you guys. We'll let a few more people get. There's just some things I want to talk about that I think are important in our community that nobody's really talking about. There's a few people talking about it that I see, but it should be, all of us should be talking about these things that can affect our community in the long run. Like I said, I do music, but music is my life, but all these other things affect all of us. So if you're not speaking on the things that affect you, what good is music and all the other things? What good is us having a beautiful home and a car? And if these things affect us personally in our personal lives of our community and how we move and future things that we're trying to do, we need to be talking about these things. Hold on, you guys. We're just going to wait for some more people get in here. I have my chat set for slow, I think, because it was moving so quick the last time. This time I decided to set it on slow. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if that affected it or what, but it is on slow. Okay, anyway, you guys, so we're going to get started because I have appointment I have to go to, so people that's missing it to be able to watch it later on replay. But listen, so, you know, we're sitting here at this time and place in our lives, all of us, young and old, but we're not thinking about the future. And as you can see in our daily lives, what's going on in our country with our government and the issues that affect our community, particularly in the Black community and also other communities. But because I'm seeing all these rollbacks, right? And I am seeing me, and I'm speaking me personally. I'm seeing because I'm studying and I'm reading certain things, and I am seeing how it looks as if Black history is on purpose and by design is being slowly erased. That is a pretty scary thing. Now, our forefathers and the fathers before them and the fathers before them, we already know that this was by design. This was something that started years ago, and it goes all the way back to the Vatican as far as erasing people's history and rewriting history through whatever narration that these people decide they want to do. But we're in a different time and space right now. But I am seeing the repeat of that in the United States. I'm seeing the erasing of culture. I'm seeing erasing of history in the Smithsonian Institute, as far as African American history. I'm sorry, I'm tongue twisted today. I'm seeing these things be erased when it comes to Black history. But what I'm appalled by is how this is able to happen as African Americans while we sit and we watch and these things are happening. And none of us are really making that big of a deal about it. We're talking about it, but nobody's really enraged about it like we are when somebody comes in our community that's not Black and that hurts some of our people. We should all really be enraged about what's going on right now in our community. We should be enraged with our history being changed, taken away, with everything and our contributions to America and building America. Because when we say it, people say, here y'all go again, talking about that. We should be enraged with this. We should be enraged to the highest level. You're going this weekend to see the ladies of Cincinnati and ladies in Cincinnati. Okay, Dolores. Gotcha. I do have my chat room set on slow mode, you guys, and I apologize. Uh Hold on. I'm trying to see if I could change it. I did that because, you know, it goes pretty fast sometimes, and I wanted to be able to see when people are talking what they say. Okay. Okay, so in our community, we're not making enough noise to, maybe we're not bothered by it. Maybe we're not bothered by the future of where this erasing Black history can go. But what I'm noticing as I'm sitting and I'm reading, and I take notes when I'm reading, and I look at different things, and I'm watching TV and I'm reading the New York Post and just different things. I'm reading different things, right? And I'm watching this political movement that happens. And I personally, I consider myself a neutral person. I feel like I'm right in the middle. Although I have my beliefs, I feel like I fall right in the middle, right? But what I've noticed is there are some things that are happening in our country. You know, I see the racist provocations that are happening right now from people that are leading our country. I see the racist provocations that are happening that are trying to ignite some sort of race thing by baiting Black people to get out and protest. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't, but I'm seeing some of the protests that are going on around the world. What I'm noticing is I don't see the police at a lot of these protests, but I'm noticing when there's African Americans that decide to get out and protest, they're getting arrested or they're getting beat up. And I'm trying to make sense of this. But notice all the protests that have been happening now. There hasn't been Black people out in the street protesting. There has been Caucasian Americans protesting. To me, this is a setup to get Black people out in the street protesting so this next level can be activated with the martial law, and all this other stuff can be activated with this new thing that I feel like is trying to be created, because I'm seeing the provocations that are happening right now. So Black people get out in the street and start acting crazy. It's protesting. That's a reason to beat them up, beat them down, and have the police come over and pistol whip them, right? The truth, you guys, the truth of what's happening right now. There is some provoking that's going on, and it's by design, right? And the reason why I say that, because I've just been studying it and watching it, right? When you have provocations happening like this in America, eventually, especially when it's by the people that are leading our country, it can lead sooner or later to what we don't want it to lead to. And that is violence. That's not what we want in America. That's not what none of us wants. But I can see the setup. I can see the setup for African Americans. This is where African Americans have to be completely smart on how they move. Salute from Ohio. Ohio's in the house. What's up, Melody? Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Paula, absolutely. Bridget said the police will not show up when whites protest. If blacks protest, it will begin. And listen, Bridget, you're correct. And this is how I know this is by design. You see, they want black people out in the streets so they can ignite this whole little race war thing. I see what's happening. I see it. But black people got to see it. Don't fall for the okie doke. Be smart. We as a community, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, even though they might put themselves in the category of white people, you got to be smart and see what's really happening. There is a provoking element that is happening, right? Now, here's the thing. This whole thing really drives me crazy. The more I read and I look and I research, the whole thing really drives me nuts, right? There was an executive order that was titled Unleash the Police. And this is why I say black people have to be careful. That was an executive order that was passed, and you can look it up for yourself. It's called Unleash the Police. What do you guys think that means? I'm just saying, unleash the police. What do you think that executive order means? What does it mean to you guys as African Americans, Hispanics, any minority groups? What do you think unleash the police means, especially when it's an executive order? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? I know what it means to me, but what does it mean to you guys? This is something you need to really sit and think about. This is something that none of us take our time to think about. Most people probably don't even know about this executive order. Most people don't even know about it. But what I notice is this too. I notice that the powers that be in this country really have an issue with black people, but even more so, black women that are smart. I find that really interesting. If you go look at a lot of the people that have been beat up at the protests, it's a lot of black women that have been beat down. It's kind of interesting. What is the issue with black people? What do black women represent? The educated black women. There's a problem with the educated black women. I see what's happening. You see what I'm saying? So the whole unleash the police, that's a setup. Once again, it's a setup for the black community. And nobody's paying attention to it. Maybe a few, the ones that are awakened, can see what's happening right now. Let me see. And Anna said, hey, Stone, in chat, I'm just saying hello. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you. Faith, Black history, absolutely. This is not about Black history being gone. Faith, this is deeper than that. It's not about Black History Month. Black history is every day. They copy our history. They copy our swag. They copy who we are. Black history is every day. It's not 1 month, one whole month of the year. So we should be talking about this shit all the time. Black history is not gone. With love, I say this to you. You know you my friend. Hello, London, UK. Shazmay, hi. Listen, Faith said Black history's been gone. Faith, I know what you mean. You're probably saying as far as how they treat us when it's Black history. But to me, Black history is every day, because everything about who we are, we turn on the TV, our swag, the way we talk, that's Black history to me. It ain't going nowhere. Although they want to suppress who we are, they want to suppress the narrative of why we should and shouldn't do what we do. Everything that we are is cool to be and cool to say. Our money makes a difference, but when it comes to our voice and us speaking up for ourselves and wanting fairness, it's nothing to them and the powers that be. Check this out. The executive order was titled Unleash the Police. The Civil Rights Division that lies in the Department of Justice, you got to remember the person that's over the Civil Rights Division, I think she's Indian. I think the name is Harmeet Dillon. I think that's an Indian woman. Harmeet Dillon. She announced that she shifted her focus to the Civil Rights Division and she shifted it away. She has shifted her focus away from the Civil Rights Division. The same, and you got to remember too, right? You got to remember this has been set in place for over 70 years, you guys. I want you to understand that. It used to be the crown jewel of the Justice Department, the Civil Rights Division used to be the crown jewel of the Justice Department. So I'm trying to figure out what happened and when it happened. But let me tell you what they're doing, you guys. And I thought about it. This is what's happening because you might not know. You guys might not even know that this is happening, what I'm about to say. This is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. They shifted the focus away from marginalized communities and in the United States, including Black people and the LGBTQ community and women and disabled people, focusing on discrimination to white Christians in the United States as a religious. You hear what I'm saying? As a religious organization. So let me read that again to you guys. They've shifted the focus away from marginalized communities in the United States, including Black people in the LGBTQ community, women and disabled people. And they're focusing on discrimination to white Christians in the United States of America. They're calling this religious discrimination. So the DOJ, this lady that's over that, has shifted the civil rights movement to focus on discrimination of white folks. Now, I can't help to believe that this has something to do with the bullshit that supposedly has been happening in Africa. When I've watched interviews from Africa, from white folks that live in Africa, debunking that whole theory. Did that happen? Did a few of those situations happen? Yes. But they're making it like it's this mass genocide that's going on, and it's not. There's not a mass genocide going on. So look at the play. So we're watching what's happening in Africa, and the play was, let's put this play down in America. This is what's happening with the people that are controlling our country. They have put this in play. This is for real. I'm not making this up. You can see, do you remember as our president, when he was speaking to the African president in the Oval Office in the past week or so, right? It seems to me that even as the African president was trying to make light of the conversation and bring down the negative energy, like, yo, that's not true. I see you playing that happened, but it's not a genocide going on. That also happens in America. We see you guys beating up Black people all the time. Hey, let's talk about the real history of Africa, that all of that land was taken by the Europeans. The British, the Australians came in and took. Different countries came in and took the oil, the diamonds. Nobody talks about the genocide that happened to Africans in Africa. Now, I'm not doing a tit for tat. I'm not saying if that happens and it should be fair for that to happen, but the story is not being told properly. There is not a genocide going on in Africa, you guys. You can go do the research yourself. You got white Africans saying it's bullshit. But there was a small group of people who were ran out of Africa, really not because they were ran out. They left by choice. But if you read, you can find out more about it, the truth in it. But it has been taken and distorted into a story that is not real. But you got white America believing this shit. You're welcome, Tenderoni. I'm sorry, Tenderoni. I just chopped it up. I'm sorry, Tenderoni. Right. Bridget, listen. This is all bullshit. Paula, absolutely. I saw that too. So now the DOJ has shifted to the civil rights movement that's been in effect for 70 years to focus on discrimination of white Christians. If this ain't some bullshit, now I'm not saying other races can't be discriminated on. We know anybody can be discriminated on. But here we are erasing the black experience by way of the wrong message and just making up shit, right? Making shit up to make black people look bad and then reversing it. First of all, let's erase black history in America. And then we're going to turn around and take the civil rights movement and use it in our favor to make white people look like they are being treated like shit when we know it's bullshit. What is going on? Is somebody scared of somebody being in power? What is the hidden agenda? I mean, we know what it is. Black people, we've been living it forever. We know what the fear is. But my question is, you're already running everything. Why lie to run something? Why lie to take control of something? You already have control of it. You control the finances. You control the housing market. You even control where the food is shipped. What is the problem that black people play that is so bad? I mean, I get it. I understand the black community. I get it. But I'm really trying to understand. It's like this shit really starts to become annoying when you're African American and it's not ever making any sense, you guys. This is all a desperate move to get black people out in the streets. I know what's happening. I see the play. You guys got to see the play. This is a desperate move to get black people out in the street clowning. So they can you can't create martial law if black people don't show up. And we don't show up in the streets to feel like we got to show up out there to meet the Klan because they marching. If we don't show up, you can't create martial law. You can't create the agenda that you're trying to put in play because it takes two people to play. It takes two people to play. So when I said erasing black history, they have been doing it. They have been doing it already. We're seeing it. Look at all the things that represent black people in the museums and stuff that's being taken down. Look at all these laws that are being reversed. What is the future of black people when their history is being erased? When most black people don't even understand their history connected to Africa. So we're erasing the modern day history, which the young folks haven't even learned about the shit that happened in slavery. Most of those kids haven't even seen Roots. Some shit we watched when we were in elementary. Most of these modern day kids have never even seen that movie because they also start doing that critical race theory shit in school, not wanting to even talk about certain shit. So all of a sudden this critical race theory shit just popped up. When you take people's history of who they are away, now imagine this. This is why we need to stand up and speak on this subject. I'm not saying go out in the streets. That's not going to solve shit. What I am saying is there is nothing wrong with speaking on this subject. Not enough black people speak. We'll talk about the celebrities. We'll talk about the new car and the house and the clothes, but we will not get online and speak with passion these things that are going to affect you and your children down the road. Share this live, you guys. Why is it that when we talk about real information, don't nobody share the real shit? I could be on here talking about girls twerking and there'd be 100 people listening. Y'all should have been sharing this live because we talking about some shit that affects the minority community. Ain't no way we should be sitting here not sharing this information. Where is the future of black people? Take 20 years from now, and then our history is being erased. Don't you understand the same shit that happened 100 years of our history being erased up to now? There's shit that people do. Black people feeling proud about learning about black inventors and shit because they didn't know. But there's so much more. There's black people didn't even know about the stuff that happened in Oklahoma. There's people that didn't even know about that. They didn't know anything about that. Right here in America, you guys, there's things that has happened right here in America to African American people. And because black folks ain't reading enough, they don't even know about this shit. So what more 20 years from now, our kids or grandkids, shit's being erased. We're gone. There's nobody to tell them the truth. What do you think is going to happen to the future of black people? I mean, they've been trying this since the Vatican. This shit goes all the way back to the Moors and before. They've been erasing this history. People will come across this video as I'm talking and think I'm just a ranting black person without taking the time to hear what I'm saying. Black people will hear this message and won't think shit of it and go and leave here and go eat some soul food and won't get off of this live and won't think shit about what I'm saying. Melody said, has anyone ever noticed that first term Trump was in him and what? In him and brought, hold on, I'm trying to read that. In him and brought back the firing squad, enacted it, never spoke about it again. But it is law waiting for them to use. Oh, yeah, Melody. This is what I'm saying. Melody, listen, look at the play, man. When I start seeing prisoners getting shipped off and average people, I said, wow, sending them to different countries. Now, here's the thing. Let's be straight honest. If we get black people and ship them back to Africa, this shit would be really fucked up. We already saw what's happening with them getting rid of Mexicans, right? We can't listen. I remember, I'm not going to give my ideas away, but I was working on this documentary that I was going to put out, and it had a particular name to it. Even if I decide to do this documentary will be the biggest documentary ever happened because of the title. So I'm just going to say this without giving away the title of the documentary. If they got rid of all black people and Mexican people, we would be in trouble. This country wouldn't be able to function. The dollars that are generated in the black community, our spending dollars are the most powerful spending dollars, period, in general. I just don't understand. What is it about this? I mean, I know the real reason, but I always ask my white friends. I always ask them because I like to know. And anybody that's not black will know one thing about Stone. I ask these questions. Can I ask you a question? They'll say, yeah. Are you scared of black people? Now, I've had some of my friends say, well, yeah, kind of am. Some say, no, bro, I'm cool. And I ask them, have you ever used the N-word?